I'm TC Cooper. I'm the founder of FaithFocusFlow. And at the FaithFocusFlow Institute for Leaders, we are committed to helping leaders build kingdom class businesses, strong kingdom class businesses on a foundation of biblically sound principles. Now, I think we can all agree that it has been an incredible 18 months, right? Since 2020 and into 2021, it's been an incredible month and an incredible period of time. And during this period of time, there's been a lot of change. Now, in this change, you have a lot of folks who are thriving and who have figured out how to be and exist in this time. There are others that have not figured it out quite yet, and they're experiencing an ebb in business, right? Not a flow, but an ebb because of the pandemic and quarantining. How we interact with people around us has changed. And so there is a lot that is going on. Because there is so much going on, I'm always praying about what I can deliver through Faith Focus Flow to help people do the work that they've been called to do and do it in a sense of while feeling fulfilled and feeling like they are doing exactly what they're doing with joy, and with a sense of contentment through their process. And so what came up, I call it a God idea, was this idea of faith and fortitude. Now, the name of our company is Faith Focus Flow, but what specifically stood out to me is faith and fortitude. So I want to just get started before we dive into the learning objectives for the day and exactly what you're going to experience. I just want to spend some time talking about the key concepts that make up this program. That first concept, faith. And I want you to think about using your faith to get centered. That is a key idea that I would like for you to take away. And that is using your faith to get and to be centered. Now, the word teaches us how to do this, how to use our faith to be centered. And so I want to, because this is how the day is going to flow. Whenever there's a concept, there's a Bible verse or a scripture reference to help. So I want to now talk about how you get centered in your faith, how you get centered in your faith, anchored on scripture, right? So if we think about what is faith, I have two anchoring texts for you to think about. One is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. Hoped for, not seen, right? So we're going to pop in hoped for, not seen. And so as we are in this season of business building, of serving people, of building wealth, I want you to be firmly rooted in what you are hoping for, even when those things are not seen. Now, why can we have assurance of things that are hoped for and not seen in our business? It's because the word tells us that all things are possible through Christ, right? All things are possible through Christ. And so it's important as a business leader that you are firmly rooted and connected to what you hope for that is not yet seen. And this flows into the second anchor text that I want you to hold on to as we think about the importance of faith in your business. And that is, without faith, it is impossible to please God. And the one who draws near to the Lord must believe that God exists and that he rewards those who seek him. Now, what's key about this definition of faith as it applies to you as a business builder, and you're going to hear me call you a FAITHgineer throughout this program, but it's key to you because through your business, and as FAITHgineers who are building businesses, we have a unique and special opportunity, a calling, and an assignment to seek the Lord through the work that we do. How do we do that? We do that by pursuing righteousness in all things, right? We are pursuing righteousness in our business in all things, how we show up, how we communicate, how we interact with people. This is how we are pursuing righteousness. And the word tells us that God is going to reward those who seek him. So we're seeking him through pursuing righteousness in our business because we know that he exists. And because we are seeking him, we know that he exists, we can go back and be excited that we have assurance in those things that we hope for in business that are not yet seen. So I hope that that is a clear picture for you of why faith is essential to building a kingdom class business and how your faith will help you through seasons of uncertainty. Now, here's the second part. So we talked about faith, why that's important, how that's going to help you build a thriving business. Now we're going to pop into talking about the second part of this formula and how we are moving throughout the day. And that is through the concept of fortitude. Fortitude. And when you hear fortitude and you think about it through the lens of your business, I want you to be connected to this concept of being firmly rooted. Being firmly rooted. Now you may ask, being firmly rooted in what? Being firmly rooted in your faith. Being firmly rooted in your faith. And like always, before we go to a scriptural definition, I want to give you a general definition of what fortitude means, because it's a word that we hear a lot, but we may not do a deep dive into what it actually means. And so fortitude, I'd like for you to think about, is being the strength of character that enables a person to endure pain or adversity with courage. Now, if you're running a business or you're leading a team, then you know that there are going to be seasons of pain and there's going to be some adversity, right? There are going to be seasons of pain and there's going to be some adversity. But as a builder of a business that is kingdom class, that is designed to do certain things, you've got to be able to endure that. Things that I want you to think about. The word fortitude, at least in my research, doesn't show up in this particular phrase in the Bible very often. I haven't actually found any, and so now some of my biblical scholars can probably pop in the chat and tell me. But the concept of fortitude and enduring pain or adversity with courage shows up in words like endurance and strength, and to persevere. And so I want to give you two anchor texts to think about as we go through the day and you listen to the lessons and you think about the application of faith and the application of fortitude in your business. The first is what you are to pursue. Now, if you think about the fact, we talked about faith a little while ago, right? And we talked about pursuing righteousness and the importance of that. Well, in 1 Timothy, we get more instructions about those things we are to pursue. Righteousness, we've talked about it. Godliness, faith, that's the first definition. Love, endurance. And that's where we get to the fortitude. We are told to pursue endurance and gentleness. And this is not just true in our lives as we go through challenges, but not in our personal lives, but it's true in our businesses. And that's why fortitude is the second anchor word for this morning's text. And so now I'd like for you to think about God's provision and providence as we are going through the challenges that we go through as business owners. God's provision and providence as we go through the challenges that we go through. And what I find helpful, if you think about fortitude, is that one, we are guarded by God's power through faith, right? And we already have a working definition of what faith is. The assurance of things hoped for and not yet seen. We have that definition, and you'll get these slides, of course, in a workbook after this program. And then we want to talk about how what the trials that we go through that we need to have fortitude will do. It will refine our faith, right? It builds our faith, it refines our faith, and it results in praise, glory, and honor to the Lord. How is that so? And it is so, I'd like for you to think about when you are able to persevere and walk through the seasons of your business, you now have a story to tell. And when you do it, knowing that you are an ambassador for Christ, and how you do what you do is as important as what you do. Your fortitude and endurance through trials and your opportunity to demonstrate your faith gives you a powerful opportunity to have a testimony that results in the praise, honor, and the glory of the Lord. And so you all, those are just my opening remarks and my opening thoughts as we talk about and think about the theme for today and why this concept of faith and fortitude is so important. It is essential to building a kingdom class business. And a kingdom class business is a business that quite simply honors God, serves people, and builds wealth.